Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with Channel Disturbance. This is a Conqueror Gun Carriage. It's a British Tier 10 self-propelled gun that's also known as the orbital laser cannon because of the amount of damage it can do and the fact that it can fire behind rocks. Well, it's a 234mm howitzer on the chassis of a Conqueror tank, and this Arty never existed, not even in blueprints or in drawings. It's a fabrication from Wargaming, but it's still pretty good. It's a tier 10 Arty, and this one's on the north spawn of Lakeville and is under the command of the bassman from hell, and battle has commenced. Now, as you can see, it's an all-enclosed structure based on the sort of like FV design or FV series of tanks, and that means it can carry vents, which obviously boosts performance. And the footprint from this Arty is so big that you only have to have two tanks standing near each other and they can both suffer incredible damage. You've got penetration of 59mm and damage of 1200 per shot, but the shells are rather expensive. Okay, he's maneuvering his position and I think he's about to start aiming at the enemy. Okay, he's looking down valley, but he was also having a quick peek at some of the enemy near town. Now, the thing about the Conqueror Gun Carriage is it does have a fairly limited range, but that's really because the gun acts more like a mortar than anything else, and so it's actually firing up over the top of obstructions. On some maps you can't fire at targets over the range of the entire map because it's just not capable of firing that far. But in that shot just there, he actually fired a counter battery round, and he guessed that the enemy might be sitting behind that rock, and immediately after he fired he did a quick move to avoid a counter battery return fire. He's now aiming into the city near the church, hoping he's going to pick up an enemy nearby. He's almost reloaded, got 30, I think it's 38 seconds on the reload. That's quite a long time, not using premium consumables. Now there's the target, an AMX-50B, but unfortunately he's in the cover of that church, so we can't hit him. And if we fire around this side, we could actually endanger our own team, who happens to be nearby. But there are some more enemy on the outskirts of the town. We've got a TVP going up the Lake Road. Oh, and there's a T110E4. And it appears that he's guarding the valley from our Batchat 25 and our E100, who've managed to make it all the way through the centre of the valley and are now approaching the enemy cap. Now this makes it very difficult because it looks like the enemy is going to be defending their cap area, and they've taken half of the town. So I would guess that the majority of the enemy forces are going to be located on the K line somewhere, defending their cap. And we can see that one of the enemies made it behind. It's a TVP. Obviously that makes a brilliant target because it's a very nasty little medium tank, that, the TVP. And he's fired around him where he guessed the TVP is going to be going, to that corner. And the other Arty's fired in there as well. And it looks like the TVP was stunned by one of those shots. Not sure it was Bassman who got it though. The other Arty on our team is an Object 261. And the third one is a T92 HMC, and the T92 has actually decided to go nearer to the city. But yes, the enemy are mostly on the K line or the J line. As you can see, there's a bunch of them there. There's a Progetto. Now we're only a few seconds away from shooting, so we can put a round onto that Progetto. Just lining up the shot, deciding where he wants to put the shell. Puts it out there. Oh, look at that. Lovely. 417 hit points. It was a near miss, but it was a very near miss. And he was taken out by the T92, who took advantage of Bassman's shot there that tracked the Progetto and enabled him to get the kill. Okay. Now, we can't hit those defenders there because they are definitely in cover. Definitely in defilade from that mountain. So they're not going to be able to hit them. But he can hit that TVP. And he's just waiting for the reload to complete, and as soon as he does, he can put a shell onto that TVP, and even a near miss is going to damage that TVP, and it hits the rock. Now unfortunately it fell the other side of the rock, and that protected him, protected the TVP. And I think there was a guerrilla there. I think they just killed the enemy Arty, one of them, the T92 HMC. He was killed down on the K-line. And there's the TVP, and he's badly damaged now. He's only got 9% of his health left after receiving repeated Arty rounds. Okay, there's a Jaegeru there. That's a good target. In fact, there's a guerrilla, a Jaegeru, and a Conqueror. So he's only a few seconds from shooting. He can fire around in there. He'll hit more than one at the same time. Oh, he took out the guerrilla with Splash. And he stunned the Jaegeru. And it looks like... Oh, he got 2 kills. He got a Bombardier. He took out the guerrilla and the Object 261 of the enemy team, who was actually hiding there behind the guerrilla. So he got 2 for 1 there. Bombardier. And the Jaegeru... Oh, he looks like that was a fire. Yeah, he is a fire. And that's a premium fire extinguisher went off. So if we can set light to him again, this time round it will be permanent. But that M60 is at virtual maximum range because we've got a flattened reticule. We fire around in and... Oh! Splash kill! Gets the M60. Picks up 75 hit points, but it's a kill. And there's the Jaegeru again. He's having a go at the T110E5. Got the Object 2684 coming up behind the Jaegeru. I'm not sure he knows that because he's tunnel visioning on the E5. So yeah, he's about to get... Oh, our 13105 gets nuked by the enemy E4. And there's their Death Star. Okay, the FV215B. And he's receiving fire now. And we're going to soften him up with a nice little HE round. Here you go. Round out and bang. 435. Oh, look at that. He gets pummeled from massively from every direction. The TVP T5051 gets the kill. There are only 3 enemies left, and they're all in cover around the other side of the rock. So in order to shoot at them, we're going to have to move. And in fact, actually, we're running out of enemy because there's only one left, and that's a Wizzy 132. And he's at the very back of the map there. Rounds are going in. He's a splash kill if we can get a shell near him. He's headed this way, actually. He's trying to go past the guerrilla. He does. We fire a round in and... Oh, splash kill. Beautiful. Ends the battle. Lovely shot there. He knew they could splash kill him. So he aimed just ahead, hoping that he would keep moving forward. And he did. Walked right into the splash field and was wiped out. So let's have a look at the end of battle stats. And it's a second-class tanker for the Baseman from Hell in the Conqueror Gun Carriage. He also picked up a fighter badge for getting at least 4 kills. He did get 4 exactly, but beautifully he did get a Bombardier there. He killed the guerrilla and the Object 261 at the same time. And I'm sure that actually he was actually trying to aim at the 3 tanks that were there, not the SPG, but he didn't realise the SPG was there. He couldn't see them, but when the shell went in, it took out the guerrilla and the Object 261 as well at the same time. So nice to get a Bombardier. And you get a Bruiser medal as well for getting at least 5 critical hits. He managed to get 13 on that battle. So let's have a look at team score. Well, didn't get the highest damage. That went to the FV4005. He managed to get 4,314 hit points. Then came the Jaegeru. He managed to get 3,620. Then the T92 managed 3,126. And he actually managed to get a Confederate as well. Baseman from Hell managed to clock in at 1,900 hit points of damage. When it came to kills, though, it was the Baseman who managed to get the highest number. He got 4 kills. He picked up a lot of splash kills, a lot of enemies sort of badly wounded, but obviously he picked up the kills. And the next high scorers was a bunch of tanks with 3 apiece. Oh, the FV4005, the Object 2684, and the T92 all managed 2 kills apiece. And when it came to base XP, it was the 100 who managed to get the highest amount, 934, followed by the T110E5, and then Baseman with his 863. So let's have a look at detail report. Well, he only fired 8 rounds. With that long reload, he really didn't get a chance to fire that many rounds during the battle. And of course, he was finding it difficult to find targets to shoot at to start with, because the enemy was mostly in defilade or hiding in the city. So it was, in fact, actually, they were all on the K line, because I think they gave up defending the valley. They weren't intending to defend the valley, so they knew that full well that Baseman's team was actually going to get as far as their cap, and they were going to try and then defend the cap from a distance. And that is a valid tactic in some battles, but in this one it didn't work out too well for the enemy. He got 1 direct hit, 1 penetration, and 9 splash. Damage of 1,900 hit points, all of it at more than 300 meters. He damaged 8 of the enemy, but only killed 4, so there was a 4 difference. That's why I didn't get a Confederate, because he was well below the level. Damage caused with his assistance was 187 hit points. Damage caused by stuns was 623 hit points off 5 stuns. On a premium account, he earned 39,059 credits, and after ammunition resupply, and remember the ammo is really expensive for this Arty, it's more than 2,000 credits around, so he only took away 19,459 credits away from the battle, but he did earn 9 bonds for the battle, obviously because it was tier 10. He received 1,294 XP, times 2 for the first victory of the day, so he took away 2,589 experience points altogether. But it was quite a nice little Bombardier because it was a surprise. I mean, he didn't know that 261 was there, and he did manage to get a nice little round off the kill. So it was just a good battle to share. Win 8 of 1678. So if you want to, if you enjoyed this replay, please give it a like and do subscribe to our channel, and hopefully it'll be your replay that I'll be featuring in the next video.